Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's live stream, I'm going to be playing what you guys want, but I'm going to start off playing at least a couple games in the Vickers Light. Spunky donated last stream like 50 bucks for the Vickers Light, and I didn't really get to do it because I was doing a debate stream, so figured I'd play at least a couple games in the Vickers Light today to make up for it. Thank you for the donation, as always. With that being said, let me pull up the Chatterino so I can see what you poobs are saying. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. What's the worst heavy in tier 10? I told you. 116 F3. I posted a video on it like a week ago. Alright, well, Vickers Light looks to be fully equipped. I don't think it has any... So, it does have... I don't think we need Reticle Cali on this tank, but we'll see. We'll see how the accuracy feels. I'm new to the game. The highest tier of rank I have is the Jackson. Any advice for fun tanks to grind and how to level your skill up? Well, in terms of skill, the biggest recommendation I can give you is to focus on learning from your mistakes. That's the biggest thing that you can do. Even as a skilled player myself, I still find every now and then I'll make a mistake, and I will try and reflect on what that mistake was and how to better myself from it. The biggest mistake that I currently, or previously, found myself in was antagonizing people for no reason. Well, not no reason. Antagonizing players who were bad. You know, not in low tiers. I don't care if, like, a tier 6 player is bad, but if I'm in tier 10 and I have somebody that absolutely sucks, I'd probably call them out. But I don't do that too much anymore. I focus more on my gameplay. I don't like this. We do have that 183. There you go. That was an awful roll. 298 from a high explosive. What are we doing, Grill? What are we... Oh my god. This Grill's gonna get me bled a huge amount. I don't know what he's doing. This is what I mean, though. Like, this Grill, this is the kind of player that I would get frustrated at, because they clearly don't know what they're doing. They're getting in my way. They're bleeding me health. Okay, we have the Boschation. Guess my gun just doesn't want to work today. Interesting. I'm just going to fire standard if my high explosive is going to continuously not pen that player. Okay, super conk shot. Get a nice shell into his lower plate for 330. While that vehicle may have reactive armor, it doesn't really mean anything because my high explosive will cut right through that. Okay. 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 Interesting. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, good, good, good. Is this super conk still going to try and focus me? It might. I'm just going to chill here. Okay, nice. 60 got the shot into him. The super conk is really annoying me. He's not necessarily doing anything. Oh, what? Okay. That one didn't go through the flat side of that heavy tank, clearly. Okay. Why? Why, game? Why? Am I allowed to pen a shot, or is that not a thing? Okay, super conk missed. 288 high explosive roll, by the way. 328. Did you know that this tank has 350 average damage with high explosive? I didn't, because apparently every single shot I have fired this game has low rolled. Alright, well, let's keep going here. Let's load in high explosive. There you go. 310, once again, another low roll from this gun. Let's try again. Oh, 378. There you go. Finally a shell, which average rolled. Alright, we're going to fire an AP this time. Okay, never mind. I'm going to chill right here. Hope that the Kron hits him. There you go. Wow. My game was not very enjoyable there. I don't know what to say. Every single shot I fired basically low-rolled. Missed multiple easy shots. Got focused, but we still did 3,100 damage. 60 TP side armor is sometimes incredibly annoying. But yeah, I mean, our average damage was absolutely tragic that game. We penned that super conk 4 times and did 950 damage. How's that impossible? We didn't kill the super conk, did we? I don't know. 268 on the Sheridan, by the way. Like, what? What is my RNG sometimes, bruh? Oh, well. Let's keep going. Since when did the Vickers get hash? It always had it, I think? No. It did not always have hash. Not hash premium. It had hash premium when they rebalanced tier 10 about 5 months ago. So before that, it used to have gold, and then high explosive was the third round, which it did have hash, but it wasn't a premium round. It also had much more damage.
Let's go.
Okay. Must be playing wrong. I can't seem to get it to work for me. Well, that game, the Vickers did not work for me. Sometimes the Vickers is great. That time it was not. I just wish that RNG was less dependent on fun in this game. What do we have up against us? We have a Progetto, we have a 907, and a Kara. That's going to be really annoying. That's 3 tier 10s that are mobile. They going up the hill? Interesting. Well, there's the enemy 113. Got a pen in the him. I'm going to back off this hill, and I'm going to play this smart and move to the other side over here, because with the way my team is playing, there's no point at all to try and hold that. I'm going to move over here. Oh, of course. Of course. Of course, there's just a random 183 there. Oh, we got 300 damage into that 183. 300 damage into the 40. Ah, their whole team's camping there. What am I looking at, bruh? 62A. What are we doing, bro? I'm worried if I try to move up here that, like, a medium's going to roll off to my side, but at the same time, I find it quite necessary to try and help my team. Oh, there it is. That's what I was worried about. But got one shell out at least. Get an easy pen in you. Clear you from the game. We have the 183 over here. There's no way I'm giving that 183 a shot on me. There you go, 183 fired. Let's get a nice shell into his vehicle for 330. Let's move up. Now, the one great thing about this tank is that we do have a very, very quick reload, which means I can keep vehicles tracked, I can keep them lit up. Obviously, really, really important. Okay. I'm going to head back towards mid. We shouldn't be spotted too much longer. I think that's a pretty decent play to make. Alright, here we go. They still have a 113, and they still have a another medium, which has not been spotted. There you go. That's the 113. Detected 248. Wow, that was a really, really big roll there, guys. Oh, there we go. At least we get a 302. I do like the DPM on the tank. You know, the reload's very quick for the damage per shot, but definitely quite lackluster in a lot of situations. There you go, 375. That's not too bad there. Put on our adrenaline. Boom. 311 though. Like, come on. Give me some better rolls. There you go. 421. See, that's a good roll. That one I'm happy with. That one I'm quite happy with. Alright, let's move over to the 113. Yeah, we're not going to get any more damage this game. But we did a fine job. 4,000 damage is a pretty solid result. How you doing, Lettuce? Hopefully you're doing well. %, of the time I shoot at the side of an IS-7, I get a track crit. Yeah, that's fairly understandable. I can't fault you there at all. That's very common. All right. I owe you some. You don't owe me money, you poob. If anything, I owe you money. But thank you for the donation, you poobler. I appreciate it. Alright. Next up. Well, I'll do one more game. I'll do 3 games of the Vickers, and then we'll move over to something else. Then I'll start picking tanks you guys want. As I said, there was a $50 donation yesterday from Spunky, and I didn't really get to play the Vickers at all because I completely blanked on it until I ended the stream. So, yeah, I think 3 games is fair. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. Alright. I was the prog from a few games ago. I'm pissed for 60% win rate player to blame me for medium side losing, not you. The SDB in your tune after I do more damage than him is crazy delusional. Well, I can actually showcase that game on stream. And by the way, I blamed you as well. You are 100% the reason we lost, and I can show you. I do find it crazy when people can't see their own mistakes. Now, I will agree. My tune mate, I should mention this now. My tune mate is a member. My highest membership, I tune with people weekly. And he said some things which I don't agree with in chat, some curse words and stuff, which I personally do not agree with, and I do not curse. So that, I will say, doesn't really reflect on my opinions here. But the play that our Progetto does make is a skill issue and a bad play. So what exactly happens here? Well, let's take a look, right? Let's see what goes on. Well, we can see our Progetto sitting back here. This is a fairly average spot to sit your medium in, right? I sit my medium in this position, okay? And then we have my tune mate who's in the STB here, and we have the E50M up here. So as this game progresses, our E50 gets bled out quite heavily. And what ends up happening is my STB... Where'd he go? Where did my STB go? Did he move up? Okay, so yeah, my STB, he's trying to help out the E50. You know, we can look at what's going on here. If E50M got bled a bit, right? And my STB is trying to hold. The problem is, you just ditched him. Like, that's what happens. Like, when you ditch this flank, I understand why you try to leave, but at the same time, you just ran away and ditched the entire medium flank. And then what happens because of that is this medium, who is over here, gets screwed. If you try to hold a little bit here, and, you know, they try pushing up, you have two tanks with two different crossfires that are able to do something. And the Kron was moving over too. So you had three different tanks here in the crossfire that could have been fine. But the moment you left, you completely screwed this STB, because now he's going to get pushed by the Marat, and the rest of their team's going to move up. And you're over here just not really doing anything to help. You have to do your job as a medium. And sitting in the back here while watching your other medium tank get absolutely touched by three tanks that you could have helped with. As I said, if you were alone, understandable. But there's three enemies, and there's three of you. The Kron was here, and you were here. You could have easily sat in this position, and if they tried pushing up on you, you could have just backed up over here. But instead, you went all the way back to spawn, you screwed the STB, and because of that, medium flank fell. And then, instead of holding this position and helping the Kron, you screw the Kron over, and then you ditch the Kron, and then you go over here and leave. You screwed two people 2 times over for no reason, bruh. Like, come on, my dude. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then you leave the Progetto, because the Kron dies, because you left him. And then you go into mid, and then you say, oh, I was worried about getting clapped. You went to mid and died anyway. If you were worried about dying, you should have flanked all the way wide, you should have come to me, and you should have stuck with me and helped me out. But instead, you went to mid and died anyway. So essentially, you ran from every single engagement that existed in this game, and then proceeded to kill yourself into 5 enemy tanks. What's the play? I mean, I'm the person who shot the patent on you. Like, this was 100% on you. You screwed over the medium flank 2 times, and you had two different possibilities to help out your teammates there. And then, instead of doing the smart play, which would have been moving over wide here and helping me, you just go to mid and die for, like, no reason. I'm sorry, but if you are disagreeing with my take here, you're wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. You're a player who's 49% win rate, and you're a 9-year player, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you're arguing with someone who has how much win rate? On this account, I am 74% win rate. Yeah, 74%. I am also sitting at, 5,000 damage this game. The fact that my STB tunmate did almost the same damage as you, yet he got rushed by 3 tanks, and you had the opportunity to farm behind him off of his death, off of the Kron's death. You had the opportunity to leave. You had the opportunity to reposition, and only did about 100 more damage than my tunmate says all it needs to. You played bad. My tunmate played fine. You left him, and he died. You left the Kron. He died. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. If you want to sit here and argue with me, you can type whatever you want in chat. I'm telling you as it is. You played bad. I pointed that out in chat as well. You sat in spawn instead of doing your job as a medium. That could have easily been a win if you had helped him out. The Kron would have been able to push up there. Instead, what happened was you left, you killed the STB, and then they systematically pushed the Kron. You ran away, died to the same tanks you ran from anyway, and did maybe an extra shot of damage. Check my monthly win rate? I mean, I can tell you your monthly win rate's not going to be enough to really discount my facts here. What are you going to disagree with that I said? You didn't do anything. For a player who sat in spawn and should have had the opportunity to farm off of your dying teammates, you should have done at least 3,000 damage. And if you had done 3,000 damage, if you had literally just killed that Patton, we would have won that game. Patton, I shot twice. Well, that's not the right game. I should not have had to do 5,000 damage in that game with a tank that has 2,200 DPM. Like, I was the person who was shooting the mediums. I shot the T-22 and killed him. I shot the M48 Patton twice and took 1,200 HP off of that player. If those mediums did not flank me, I would have won that game easily. The heavies were not the problem. I bled out every single heavy, no issue whatsoever. So, I don't know what to say. But let's see. Let's see. Let me look at your account. What's the account name? Where are you? Pretty sure I can copy your account name. Yes, I can. At the end of the day, if you bail on your teammates, you can't get mad when they then proceed to point out what happened. Let's see. Blitz stars. Display capture. All right, let's find out. Here we go. Alright, so 30 day in tier 10, you're going 52% win rate. I mean, you're slightly above average. Average win rate is 50% to 48%, so you're going 2% above average after 9 years of playing this game. I can tell you the reasoning why is because instead of learning from mistakes, you are blaming people around you. That game, you went from saying hi to me and being happy to the moment I said you made a bad play to instantly turning on me and saying that, like, how dare you? Like, come on, man. 34% in the yo after 23 games. I'm not even, like, trying to attack you, but you've played the game for 9 years. You know, you played 700 games this month. You should be performing better than this. And the only world you wouldn't be getting better is if you're continuously making the same mistakes and not improving. I'm not, you know, I'm not like trying to diss on you. I'm just pointing out facts. So, I don't know what to say. Like, you can't get mad when at the same time you are part of the fault, you know? Like, there's a reason why players like myself, like Dizzy, are able to go upwards of 70% win rate. And then there's a reason why players aren't able to. Learn from your mistakes. Learn what to do, what not to do, and you'll get better. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that game, you made the misplay of ditching the flank that you needed to hold. You could have held that flank multiple times. You could have literally sat in that back spot and covered the Kron from there. But instead you ran. And you were pretty healthy too. So instead what happened was you ran, and then I had to fight the mediums because you didn't want to fight them. I'm not supposed to be fighting mediums in an E100. You are. I don't know what to say. I have made my case. Let me guess. I'm spotted? Of course I am. Because nobody on our team decided to move up over here. Not fun. Alright, well that T100 got absolutely bled. Although our Rhino is apparently oblivious and didn't even notice him. Ah, yes, Rhino. That's the play, bro. That's the play. I'm also on mobile. I don't see how being on mobile is an excuse to your capabilities. I've seen that many times, and I don't understand what that means. Like, what does being on mobile have to do with how you perform in a game, out of curiosity? Bro, real? Oh, and you snap it. Okay. I like how I literally cannot pen the VK. You know, all those mouse simps out there telling me why the mouse is so much better. I'd love for you to explain to me how the mouse is a better tank than the VK90 when I literally cannot pen a VK90. Brock, you made an over-aggression there. I don't know what to say, bro. Like, you YOLO'd into the open. I don't know what to say, bro. It's always like the same people that complain every game. And I'm not gonna lie, I complain too. But you're not getting tunneled by 40%ers, bro. You're getting focused because you put yourself in a bad spot. You died in like 5 seconds, and nobody on our team died to kill you. Like, it was a bad play. Don't know what to tell you. We'll still probably lose this game, but that doesn't discount your play from being bad. Once again, more people getting mad when it's their fault. Don't make stupid plays. Don't win stupid prizes. It's not challenging or hard to figure out, but evidently it is. What is that, bro? That Jagdpanther is going to be a serious problem. Okay, I'm going to hope that the Yag isn't right here. I think the Yag went that way. Oh, great. Of course. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. I mean, at least I'm going to be able to farm out the Yag a bit. There's one shell. 2 shells. Mm-hmm. Nah, it doesn't even matter, because I'll be shot by these other players if I make that play. Ideally, I'm just going to wait for this T-22 to roll around the corner, and I'm going to hope that I can get a shell into him. Can't. Not with the side armor. Oh well, great job from our team. Alright. Mobile is way harder. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't care about your opinion. I've played on mobile. I literally have professional camos from playing on mobile. I don't need people to tell me my own experiences and my own accomplishments that I've earned. If you're using the platform you play on as an excuse for how you are in terms of skill, it doesn't mean anything to me. I have 3 top 12s on mobile, and I have a top 8 playing mobile. I started playing this game for the first 5 years on mobile. In fact, my first videos on this channel were posted using an iPad. I've also streamed using an iPad. You literally get an auto-aim that allows you to pre-aim and lock onto vehicles' weak spots without even needing to aim. If you're going to sit here and tell me that mobile is harder, I do not know what to tell you. It is copium. Stop using it as an excuse. Get better at the game. It's very annoying to me. It's always like, oh, mobile's harder, that's why you do better as a player. No, it's not. In fact, mobile's easier. And I've confirmed this with many comp players as well. I'd love for these, people that say PC is so much harder to, or easier to come over to PC and, show me. Alright, let's pull out the Chieftain Mark 6. This is a fun vehicle. And we're going to see what we can do in it. The reason why I'm going to play it is because Lettuce donated. And even though I don't think you picked a tank, I'm still going to do the Chieftain for you. Thank you very much, Silas, for the donation. I'll play in the Progetto. Comp players like N90 even say mobile has an advantage over PC. I mean, I play comp. The reason I specifically played comp was because I was sick and tired of people telling me that I, A, couldn't make opinions on comp, and B, that I couldn't play comp. I didn't know how to play mobile. I couldn't make opinions on mobile. I do. I've played mobile. I've done my job. I don't need to get top 4. I've gotten top 8, and NA is the best comp. The comp scene on NA is the most skilled right now. So, I don't really need to prove myself. I've already done that, and I don't really care. But people will always try and why are you not spotted there? Okay, bro. Oh, I forgot. I'm running tungsten and adrenaline. Well, at least we got a pen into him. I'm in the one tank which cannot pen a V4. How sad. But we still got it out. So, I'll take it. I don't know what's around this corner, so I'm not going to find out. Personally, I will focus the FE2 and 53183. I like how I literally don't trust my high explosive enough to pen him with it. It's kind of wild when you think about it. I know that 183 will tunnel me if he gets the opportunity to. I don't really want to get shot by the 183, to be honest. Okay, good. There you go. Nice. 588. 183 isn't the worst. No, the Waffenträger is the worst. I can tell you that quite confidently. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize that I do actually, or I have played comp in the past, and I do have a pretty prolific comp scene experience. You know, I've played close to probably 1,000 tournament battles. Now, not obviously all of them are professional comp, but still, I played a lot of comp. It's a lot easier to play on mobile. That's why I share my opinions on what I consider to be comp tanks, what I don't. I mean, it's very easy to know what a comp tank's going to be. It does have reactive. Congrats, now it's a comp tank. That's literally it. If a tank has reactive, it's probably being used in comp. It's kind of sad, but oh well. Boop. Chieftain is a fantastic tank, even though it doesn't have that premium pen that, you know, bruh. I don't know why bro didn't just back up, but oh well. Even though the Chieftain doesn't have premium pen, it does have really, really good DPM. It has fantastic standard pen. It's got Hesh. It's got everything else. I hate that the 183 is not easy to high explosive. Yeah, it's very cringe. The problem is because of the angle of the turrets, when it turns a little bit towards you or backs up, it just sometimes goes from a pen to a non-pen. And I don't trust my RNG enough to risk the high explosive. So because of that, I'll just fire a standard. It's a good game. You know, I'll take a 3,700 damage battle anyway. Alright. Also, Dizzy, you still hating on the Type 71, bruh? I saw your comment yesterday. You were saying, like, it's the worst tank for beginners. I don't know why you're doing so bad in it. It's, like, literally the most brain-dead heavy to play. Maybe I'll do the Type 71 after the Progetto. Alright. What was I going to play? Progetto. That's right. See what we can do. I do wish the Progetto had a little bit more pen. Did the V4 fall off? Harder or Badger? Well, the Badger and 268 version 4 are still the two highest win rate tier 10 tank destroyers. Actually, well, there's one other. There's the WZ-113 GFT. Technically, the Minnow's up there, too. But the Minnow 113 GFT, Badger, and 268 version 4 are the top-performing vehicles in Blitz. In fact, I have a video that I'll be posting maybe tomorrow, which is showcasing that. So, believe it or not, they are still both very good performers. However, the more skilled you get, the less capable they are. T25AT, it's alright. Everyone pens my hatch when hauled down and cheeks. Well, you shouldn't really be using it haul down. The Type 71 is not a haul down tank. It's a frontline vehicle. You know, if you're only showing your hatch, then obviously people are going to shoot at the hatch. It's just like a VZ55. If you play a VZ55, you know the moment you start using that thing haul down, everybody beams on your hatch and pens every shot. The Type 71, however, actually has the armor to do well on flat ground. And because of that, you play it like an IS-7. And the comment that you said about the gun being inaccurate, well, it actually has some of the best on-movement dispersion in Tier 10, so if you pair that with Refined Gun, it's a fairly accurate gun. It also only has 20 damage drop-off and loading gold, allowing it to virtually spam premium, which has 360 mils a pen, scot-free. I mean, yeah, it has downsides. Every tank has downsides. I think that's fairly obvious at this point. Ah. Go. Nice. I'd much rather shoot that 263 than the M60. Yes, the M60 is the current threat in front of me. However, the 263 is the threat that if I ever want to deal with the M60, I'm going to have to fight as well. One shell into the E5. Two shells into the E5. Wow, what a great roll. 263, bro. 301. Did you guys know that this tank has the 350 damage shotgun? By the way, this is why auto reloaders are just so darn stupid. I mean, I can just do so much more than a single shot there. Alright, let's wait. The M60 is running away. I'm just going to see if anything else gets spotted on the hill. We do have the mouse. There's the E100. Oof. That shell did not go where I wanted it to. Okay. E100's moving up again? Oh. The one thing that sucks about the Progetto is the accuracy. Doesn't matter how good the rest of the tank is. If your gun sucks, your tank's going to sometimes suck. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you can make it work, but the gun is definitely a drawback of the tank sometimes. However, oh yeah, like that shell. That thing went way out of where I was aiming. But again, I did just take 700 health off of that mouse. Like, that's a lot of damage when you actually think about it. And because I'm an auto reloader, I can just reload shells, so it's not like I'm even missing out on anything here. There we go. Easy shell once, and easy shell. Ooh, that was a toasty shell right there, bruh. Oh my. Well, at least we get a nice pen into the mouse rear. I'm already at 3,000 damage. Oh, there's a VK90 there. Interesting. Am I spotted? No, I didn't think so. No, there's one pen into the VK. Two pens into the VK. This is why the Prog is so fun. I find it crazy that people say the Progetto is not that good anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? Thing's got just a crazy good clip. Alright, well, we're going to reload that final shell. We're going to move over here a little bit, just like so. I'm going to see if I can get to the side of this M60. Here we are. Boom. 500 damage shell. Boom. 354 damage shell. Oh, well, that works too. But, I mean, again, look at that damage output. Name another medium that can do that. Leopard 1 cannot do that there. The only tanks that can get that level of damage output are autoloaders. And the Progetto is one of the only mediums that features an autoloader. And what's crazy is that you actually gain DPM on single shots. So, single shot is in last shell, though. So you have to shoot once, and then I'd reload here. Man, though, that accuracy. It's bad. Like, I will not lie. Again, gun, big suck. But sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And with this tank, the sacrifice is your dispersion. But, again, 5,600 damage dealt at this point, so it's really not that big of a sacrifice. No! No! Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to drive into the wall there. Oh, well. I did alright. 5,600, pretty easy win. There's your Progetto gameplay. Just did 5k in the Waffenträger. Nice. Solid tank. Until it's not. But for some games it can be fun. Oh, I didn't mean to pull up my Microsoft store. Okay. There we go. Just aced the Luva. Did not expect that. It's a fun tank, actually. Oh, there you go. That's a pretty good game. Did we ace this? Really? 5,600 isn't an ace. I'm surprised. To be fair, I didn't get any kills. Alright, let's play the Type 71. Let's see how challenging this heavy is to play. Now, first of all, you should not be running enhanced armor on it, because I'd rather get the HP. I do run improved vertical stabilizers right now, at least, but sometimes I like to go back and forth. Sometimes I like to go back and forth. Gun big suck. It does. It does suck. This game is digging its own grave. Well, I can tell you this. I recorded a video, which is in the process of being uploaded right now. I don't know when I'm going to post it. Maybe I'll post it tonight. But I recorded the video, And essentially, I was in my E100 earlier today, and a T95 in the open not only outspotted me, not only shot me, but did not get detected. 160 meters away. Yep, that's Blitz, because Wargaming buffed the tank destroyer camouflage so much. In fact, you can drive a T95 or an Object 268 and have the same effective camo values as a light tank on move right now. Believe that. Great job, Wargaming. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see, we got the Super Conch. Unfortunate. I do obviously have to be a little bit careful. Well, actually, they don't have any tank destroyers that I have to be careful of. They do have a 2 and 5B. Oh, that shell went directly where I aimed. Just 2 and 5B turret is still one of the... Oh, great. We're in one of these games where the enemy team just gets instant control of the hill. And our team sucks. Now, thankfully, the 2 and 5B is getting quite heavily bled out. There you go. We finally get a pen into that 2 and 5B. Oof. Well, I hate to say this, but I don't think it's going to matter what tank we drive in this game. Our medium flank appears to not be doing very well. What? You'd think 360 mils would be enough to cut through that. I hate tank destroyers, we all do. They're cringe. Actually, you know what? Our medium flank might have brought it back a bit. Oh, that 2 and 5B turret is so incredibly strong, bruh. Oh well. At the end of the day, fighting a 2 and 5B on a ridgeline is a very challenging thing to do. Now, Super Conch, I can cut through the turret Chicon, but man, my RNG is not liking me right now. Oh well. Sometimes Blitz likes me, sometimes it doesn't. Observation device broken. Yeah. What I will say is while AP Premium is a fantastic round, it struggles with one thing. And that one thing is angles. And the 2 and 5B turret is all angles. The entire turret is angles. Which is not great for me. Okay. Alright. Well, so far I'll tell you this, Dizzy, it's not going great for me. Very, very fun battle. There you go. That's where that pen feels great. Okay, nice. Put on my adrenaline. There you go, 375. We also have the V4. They're not a great team, I'll tell you that. There you go, nice bounce. There you go, 450. Nice, V4 gets the pen. Hopefully the V4 can get an angle there. This Minnow's trying his best. There you go, another pen into the Super Conch. We can see how the tank went from doing mediocre to doing okay right now. I just need to back up. Pray that this Minnow bounces me, which he did. And then we can get a pen into that Minnow. And then we just have to pray the Super Conch bounces me. Nope. Every single shot he fired penned. Okay. Now our 57 Heavy decides to come in. Thanks, bro. You're a little too late. A little bit too late. It is still winnable, though. It is still winnable. Okay, 57 gets some pens out. The AMX is a problem, though. This will probably be a loss. Oh, well. Did the 2 and 5 get an armor buff? The turret definitely got a bit stronger, I will say that. I did alright. That Super Conch just didn't miss any shots he fired, unfortunately. Super Conch is probably, I would consider it to be one of the most overpowered tanks in Tier 10 right now. We'll try one more game in the type. Unfortunately, Dead Rail is just one of those maps where turret armor and hull down capabilities are better than pushing potential. You know, like an IS-7 example. Won't do great on Dead Rail either. Vehicles like the Super Conch, the Chieftain, I mean, look at their lineup. They had an AMX, a Chieftain, a 2 and 5B, a Minnow, and a Super Conch. And then we got 2 VK90s, a 57 Heavy, and a type. How is that even remotely fair? Like, even remotely. If we had any tanks that could have helped me hold that hill, we would have been fine. But the problem was we lost that hill immediately. The fact that we were actually able to bring that back to begin with is pretty impressive. Unfortunately, I had to use my shell to clear that minnow. Alright. See what we can do. Hold down 2 and 5B equals annoying. It's the one part of the 2 and 5B that's actually really good. The 2 and 5B hull is absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst armored tanks in the game. Also, I just saw that Super Conch went through my gun and penned me still. But, the 2 and 5B's one... Also, Dizzy, are you gonna say the armor's not that good? 4,470 damage blocked that game. Like, yeah, I did get penned a lot in that hatch. That Super Conch absolutely, like, touched me. Which, good shots from him, I guess. But I still blocked 4,000 damage that game. It was not the Type 71's fault that game ended up being lost. We had some very unfortunate shells on that Super Conch turret, which should have penned, but unfortunately went a little bit off course. 2 and 5, we got very lucky on some of those shots as well. But you can't really diss the armor when I blocked 4,000 damage there. Name another heavy that would have blocked 4k there. Maybe a concept? But the concept only does well on flat or hull down. This tank can do well on any map. Alright, here we go. I feel like I should do a stream sometime this week. Somebody gave me the idea I should do a stream on my iPad with same control mode only and see what the difference in stats I can get are. And what the difference in matchmaking is. Alright. Oh, they got a heavy over there? Huh. You got low ground and they have high ground, harder for them to pen. Dizzy, I want you to actually read what you just wrote and think about that. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, you know? Just like in World War II, when Germany had the high ground on Normandy beaches and we had to storm the beaches. Yeah, it went great for us, right? Yeah, totally, bruh. What are you talking about? The high ground gives you flat, better advantages on penetrating shells over the low ground. What are you talking about? Low ground is flat worse in terms of armor. Would you rather be on top of New Bay Bridge or at the bottom of New Bay Bridge? Personally, I'd rather be on top of the bridge, but, you know. What do I know? I don't know what that argument is, Dizzy. That's terrible, bruh. What are we doing, Chieftain? Oh my god, bro. Great job. Wargaming is the greediest company ever. Oh, no, there's definitely greedier companies. But Wargaming is definitely a greedy company. I will agree with that. But they do a lot of free-to-play stuff as well. Okay. See, that's where AP Premium feels great. There's not many tanks that can do that to a Foch. Unfortunately, just as I said, against certain angles, you also run into problems with AP Premium, and especially aiming on like a 2 and 5B turret, it's definitely a bit of an L moment, just because that turret is all angled, and it doesn't really matter how much pen you have. What's also great is because you only have 20 damage drop-off on loading gold, it doesn't really make a difference if I load gold or not. Okay. Aiming time is definitely rather poor on this tank. There you go. Easy pen. Oh, great. Why is there a Foch on my side? Where I was literally getting rushed by multiple tanks, but I am the threat. That Foch is doing his best to be a little rat right now. Well, nice. Easy pen. Up to 2,800 so far. There you go. Pretty fine game if you ask me. 3,300 damage. I might not get too much more out, but I did a pretty good job so far. Game went downhill at update 5.5. Yeah. Explain to me how. Is it because of the same argument that every sheep makes? Is it because of the fact that people can grind up the lines faster, even though literally noob matchmaking exists in this game? Which means you're not fighting those people until they reach 5,500 games anyway? Is it the fact that they removed vehicles that were able to seal club and ruin the balance of the game at low tier? Is that your argument? I'm trying to listen to, like, what's the actual reason you have to why 5.5 ruined the game? Because I posted a whole video on why it didn't ruin the game about a week ago. Well, there you go. I mean, that was a pretty fine type game if you ask me. Gun did fine. DPM was fine. Blocked 1,500, did 4,400, got an first class. I just don't really see the type as a very challenging tank to drive, and that's not to mention I could have probably done a bit better if I was running improved suspension. Let's try it with improved suspension and see how it plays. Improved suspension takes away 3 degrees of gun depression, and in return gives the vehicle much better power to weight and terrain resistance values, which is really nice. The gun depression is good sometimes, like on Dead Rail, gun depression is amazing. But having that power to weight, having that terrain resistances, it's very, very nice. Let's see how that mobility feels. We can definitely see it accelerates a bit faster. We're definitely a little bit faster here and there. Alright. Object 260. That's an interesting one. Now, I'm going to move all the way over here wide. Wide is usually the best play on this map. And the major reason wide is the best play is because sometimes people like to dig on your side. Okay, I love getting stuck on invisible walls, bro. That's my favorite thing ever. Ooh, 540 damage high explosive. Okay. I'll just fire a standard shell. E4 bounced me. Okay. Let's move up. Already in a pretty good situation here. There you go. That's that decent accuracy doing its job there. Just gonna ignore the Stridsvon for now. I'm gonna push over here. There you go. Get an easy shell into the Chieftain and keep on moving. Alright, let's see if we can get a shell into the E4. I'll just shoot him in the lower plate. Alright, you're dead. Now we can move up the hill over here. This is definitely where improved suspension is a bit better, because obviously I have a bit more pushing potential, a bit more power to weight, and it definitely makes the tank, you know, slightly more enjoyable to drive and easier to maneuver and everything like that. Okay. That's just classic 268 armor there. Gotta love the Soviets and their wonky-ass armor. Alright, let's get a nice pen into the Stridsvon. I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to push the Grill 15. How you doing there, Grillbo? Nice little love tap, 245. This tank does weigh quite a substantial amount. Oh, there you go. Grill bounced me. Let's give him a nice little love tap here again. There you go, another 245. Not sure why the Patton fired a heat shell at the Grill, but he did. There you go. Type 71. Pretty brain-dead vehicle. I mean, I don't know. I just don't really see many issues with the type, to be honest, Izzy. I think the mobility is fine. I think the gun depression is very unique if you want to use it. The gun has one of the best penetration value. Actually, it is the best penetration value in tier 10 right now for a heavy. And the DPM's fine. I don't know. I don't have a problem with this tank. I'm surprised you do, because I feel like this is one of the more brain-dead tanks, and especially for someone who plays same control mode, I would expect a brain-dead vehicle to do a fairly good job at farming out those wins. I like, personally, the suspension more, so we're going to stick with that. I do wish the tank was a little bit faster, but oh well. Let's see, what do we want to play? UZ100. You know what? I'll do it because I got that new camo, and maybe you guys want to see the camo. I did manage to get the camo on my press account. I sold like 8... I'm dying. I sold like all of my avatars. Like, literally all of the avatars I had, I sold. You can see that here. Like, I still have some, but most of them are gone. Almost all the animated ones. But I wanted to get this camo on my press account, so here it is. Looks pretty nice, actually. I definitely like the white better than the blue. Or than the green. $752, you didn't really give me a reason why 5.5 ruined the game when I asked you, Poob. Which maps are you looking forward to coming back to? Canal? I like Canal a lot. It's one of my favorite maps. It's always very, very disappointing that Wargaming removed Canal. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. Do we go town or up? I'm gonna go town. Believe it or not. At the end of the day, I hate driving my E100 up. I really do. I wish that Wargaming would do a better job on balancing Middleburg so that heavies can go to the town and mediums can go up top. But the problem is it doesn't happen. That was Wargaming. I know it was Wargaming's idea when the game was first created, but the problem is that the hill gives you the height advantage. What Wargaming needs to do is they need to design the game in a way that the hill doesn't really give you that big advantage. Because what's going to end up happening here is we can see we have our team moving up on the hill. Oh, we spotted the girl. Interesting. Alright, if I chill here... Okay, there's the M4. So what I'm hoping is that maybe I can get behind them quick enough. Okay. Chieftain doesn't have gold shells, so the Chieftain won't reliably be able to pen me. So what I'm hoping here is that I can get up this hill before my Patton, T95E6 Jag, and 268 get cleared. That's the goal. If I can do that, it's going to put our team in a pretty good spot. The problem is, I'm in an E100, bro. This is why I hate super heavy sometimes, and it's why they're the most useless class in the game. You are just so reliant on what your team does, and we can see that here. I'm just driving and driving and driving, and that's all I'm doing. It's just driving the entire game. There you go. Got a pen. Of course, now the 1-2-1 shoots me, so I bled 800 health already. Chieftain, again, should not realistically be able to pen me. But I just need to buy time for our VK72 and the rest of our team to move up. I don't even know what this Chieftain's looking for. Let's see, I'm going to angle it a little bit, just like so. And then going to get a nice juicer into that Chieftain, 718. Thank you. Alright, and then I'm going to chill right here. Let's see, IS-7 and VK are getting rushed, and I can move up a bit. And then what I'm hoping is that this Chieftain's going to back off. Yes, just like that. Keep on backing off. Alright, and I'm going to aim in on your hatch. There you go, 630 damage, and we back up again. Here we go. Angle the vehicle. Here we are. Okay, he does pen me. Let's just pray that our 268 has half a brain cell and can clear that IS-4. We will see what happens. It's also the Type 71. Yeah, this is cooked. Bruh. This is why super heavies are just pointless. I mean, what am I supposed to do here? It's just you die. You just die. That's what driving super heavies feels like. You just die. That's all it is. Very fun, right? Isn't that fun? I have a very hard time enjoying tanks that are slow when you are so punished by the fact that they are slow. What are you supposed to do in a vehicle that's this large on a map that is incredibly dictated by hull-down vehicles? What do they have? They got a Type 71, can't pen it anywhere. They got a Chieftain hull-down, can't pen that reliably anywhere. They got the 121 in the back, which I could shoot, but he's only got 20 hit points, and I know I'm going to die anyway, so I don't want to waste my shell on him. You're just cooked. You're just cooked. Oh well. I did 1,800 damage, which was alright, but if our heavies that flanked had not died immediately, we could have done okay. If our E6 and Patton didn't over-aggress, we also could have done fine. Our team should have waited until the enemies started pushing on the VK and IS-7 and then pushed up and killed them. And if they'd done that, we would have won. But they pushed aggressive before we got there. They killed themselves and died. So, oh well. Unfortunate, I guess, right? Very unfortunate. Let's try one more game in this tank. I love E6. E6 is a great tank. It's kind of overpowered right now. Kind of overpowered right now. Alpha on the M6 show. What, you're asking the alpha? I don't know what you mean by just alpha on the M6 show. Alright, let's try one more game. Also, yes, Dizzy, I know you can run the 460 alpha gun on the 100, but not every second I play this tank I want to run it as competitively as I possibly can. Sometimes, believe it or not, I will play this game for fun. And I do find it fun to chunk people for 660 damage every now and then. And, yeah. Plus, this gun does have some advantages. The major one is the overmatching. You do have a lot of overmatches with a higher alpha gun and higher caliber. And you also have the ability to pen your shots a lot better with this gun. It has way, way better heat penetration. So, there are some advantages to this gun. It's not a bad gun. It's just sometimes it has some disadvantages versus the other gun. Keeping an eye on that Rhino. Unfortunate. Obviously, its accuracy is not very good. That Rhino is going to be so cringe. Once again, just classic super heavy gaming here. You do nothing, you watch your team die, and you lose. It's very sad. It's a very sad life driving super heavies. Also, he penned me through the gun mantlet. Yeah, explain that, Wargaming. Really, seriously, explain that one to me. Very fun, though. I love how camping heavies get rewarded. Yep. Oh well. Now our team pushes, and I get a whopping, like, 2 damage out. Okay. Maybe I'll get 1 shell into the Chieftain. Oh, a 300 damage juicer. Oh, yeah. Wah, wah, wee, wah. I think when the was meta in comp, it was 2 repair kits and shell reload. What are we doing right now? What's the play? Well, I can tell you what the play is. It's minus 680 health. Alright. Well, let's move up. I do actually like the 100 quite a bit, though. It's just, again, the current meta is very, very useless for heavy tanks. And the heavier your vehicle, the less capable... I'm not going to rage, but just fun. Very fun. Yeah, okay, bro. You just snap that. Okay. Clearly. Built different, I guess, right? Built different. Obviously, everybody's scared of the E100, because, oh, it's got big alpha. WZ's gonna run into my shot. There you go. Well, I did a whopping 1,700 damage this game. I mean, that's a lot. I did a lot of damage here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll... Oh, there, yep, there it is. Yag's gotta, you know, take the last bit of damage right before I'm able to get it. Gotta love that. How fun. Alright, we'll try one more game in this tank. It's just super heavies. You just can't do anything. You're so reliant on your team. You're so reliant on your team. Oh well. One more game. Bro. All of you guys are just crying in chat that I'm running the big gun. I actually think it's more funny just to use the big gun and do what I want instead of what you want. Believe it or not, as I said before, I can have fun in this game without running the most try-hard version of a tank. I don't need to run 2800 damage per minute E100 to enjoy the game. Believe it or not, sometimes running alpha damage is fun. And I find this tank fun with the high alpha gun. Just like how you can run 2 different guns on the Progetto 25 ton. Yes, guys, let's drive our 2 bat chats to the frickin'... Why are we driving our mediums to the heavy flank? What is the thought process? That we're going to flank them and, like, catch them off guard? It's not going to happen like that. You think it is. What's going to happen is you two are going to get absolutely touched in your tanks and die. You're going to screw over me because I'm going to get flanked. Bruh. I also love how people are like, oh, the big gun's a meme. I just want to point out, the U100 has had this 15-centimeter gun for, like, the past, 8 years? And it was completely fine. But the moment Wargaming gives the smaller gun a little bit of extra DPM, it's suddenly a bad gun. Like, huh? What? Believe it or not, I will do better with the big gun than you will do with the small gun. And that's a fact. So, at the end of the day, you might be projecting, but personally, size does matter sometimes. I was really hoping that... Oh, there's the Sheridan. Yeah, I'd like to see the 460 Alpha gun do that. That's a lot of tanks over there. I'd also like the... Oh, well, I'm not wasting my shot on that. Okay. Let's back on up. Wow. Great job from our Progettos, by the way. $725. That's a juicer there. Come on, 5A. Come on, reload. I'm hoping I can get a high explosive into that 50B. Really? That's your play? Oh, okay. So your play was to kill yourself. Great. No, okay, just... Maybe I can waste this 50B's time a little bit. I'm gonna go this way. Hope that he... No. Angle. Yes! No! Bruh! That is so lame. I could have HE'd him. I should have just fired 8B. Whatever. Oh, well. Oh, well. That was so close. I should not have hoped that WZ. I should have just gone for the 50B. I mean, we weren't going to win either way, but I could have gotten a lot more damage. Oh well. I don't really care. I just always find it crazy how people care how I equip my tank like it affects them. Like, Dizzy, just out of curiosity, how does how I'm playing my tank affect you in any world? Oh wait, it doesn't. That's right. I wasn't sure, but I just remembered it doesn't. Like, I've done fine in the tank today. I played it a couple times. I'm averaging 3,400 in the vehicle. I don't need the try hard every moment I play the game. VK90? Alright, we can do the VK90. And, by the way, Dizzy, I did fine with the 100 earlier as well. I had a 5,100 damage game with the big gun. I had a 4,700 damage game with the big gun. 2,500, 4,500. So, believe it or not, you can get high damage games. People are still living on planet DPM like it's the most important thing in Blitz. I hate to break it to you, but if damage per minute was the most important thing in Blitz, we'd see the Leopard 1 being used in comp. We'd see the 263 being used in comp. We'd be seeing vehicles like the Badger used in comp. But last time I checked, vehicles that are being used in comp are tanks like the AMX M454, which have the most dogshit gun I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy, Dizia. You can say the Type 71 is a inaccurate gun, and then proceed to drive this tank in comp and say how it's so amazing. Bruh. This tank gun sucks. The DPM on this vehicle is 2,500 at best. And not to mention, you're spamming gold every single second. You have APCR standard. If this is a comp tank, and DPM is so important, then why aren't we using vehicles like the 113 at Strinsvad K? It's almost like sometimes DPM is not the most important value, and the ability to outtrade, and the ability to do other things is also just maybe a mechanic that people might look towards. It's crazy how, like, the Sheridan is still considered one of the most cringe tanks, even though it has the lowest DPM basically for a medium in the game. Alright. Let's see. What was I going to play in? We noticed you're using multiple accounts of the same login credentials. Oh, this isn't even my account. It's Wargaming's account, so it's really not my fault. Alright, I was going to do the VK90, that's right. Poking less in a slow super heavy is a good thing. Well, remember, you're not allowed to have an opinion. Personally, if I'm averaging over 3,500 damage in a tank, and I'm doing fine in it, I don't need other people to tell me how I'm driving a vehicle wrong. Like, I don't know what you want me to say, bruh. Okay. I joined, but I know Droodles is roasting Dizzy. No, it's more like people saying that I can't have fun in the game. Me saying that I like sometimes to use the big gun on the 100 to have fun, and then everybody's like crying that apparently I can't have fun in the game because, you know, I have to drive the best gun possible. Okay. I don't care if Droodles disses me. I don't listen anyway. I mean, you're the one who brought it up. Like, I don't understand what you want me to say. You are the one who commented on the fact I liked running today, specifically today, for fun, the bigger gun on the 100. You're the one who said I shouldn't be doing that, and the fact that I'm not allowed to do something different. Like, last time I checked, we don't live in a fascist society where everybody has to do one thing. Believe it or not, we do have freedom of speech and freedom of choice, and I can choose to run different guns on my tank. So, I don't understand. It's not even a debate. It's your opinion versus mine. Yes, the 460 Alpha gun can be better. So can the 660 Alpha. There are many situations where I can tell you that having 1,000 high explosive damage was very nice. Let's say, for example, you roll up on a 50B, and that 50B has, I don't know, 900 frickin' health, Dizzy. What are you gonna do with your 460 Alpha gun? Shoot it and then lose 1,500 and lose the game? Guess what? If you were running the 900 Alpha high explosive, you would be able to one-shot that autoloader, and it would die, and you wouldn't lose any health. You gonna argue that? No, you can't. There is no argument to that. There are situations where, oh my god, 907, holy... There are situations where both guns can do fine. And making an argument that X or Y is better is just your opinion. We're not here to argue opinions. We're here to just have fun. Unfortunately, this team sucks. Is that TVP of another shell? I hope not. No, but the 100 might. Bruh. Oh well. I just don't understand why people are making the biggest deal out of the littlest of things. And Dizzy, out of everybody here saying that somebody's acting like a child, you should not be the one to talk. When I brought up you playing on same control mode, you literally went back and deleted the message that said you play on same control mode and then said you never said that, bro. I don't go out of my way to cause problems with anybody, but I also don't sit idly and, like, let people actively diss for no reason, and then when you say anything in retaliation, they say, oh, I don't care. Thoughts of importance of spotting in Blitz. I feel like it's so much less important value than in PC. Oh, it's pretty important still. I can tell you for a fact that the ability to, like, a tank destroyer, for example, with crazy view range, or not view range, but camo values, can get away with some very, very stupid things right now. Is this a rage giveaway stream? No, and I haven't raged either. Dizzy knows his stuff too, so who to believe? Again, it's not really a believe thing. Believe it or not, but I'm allowed to have my own separate opinions from somebody else, and I don't need their input to tell me how to drive a tank. Just like some of you in chat may enjoy tanks that I don't like playing very much, and some people that enjoy tanks, or some tanks I enjoy you might not enjoy. Believe it or not, it's a matter of opinion. Fatness doesn't like certain tanks, but he likes others. Fatness thinks the Object 260 is one of the best tanks in the game. I don't think the Object 260 is one of the best Soviet heavies. I think right now, it's one of the worst Soviet heavies. But that's his opinion. I don't go out of my way to then say he's wrong, attack him, and say that he doesn't have the right to have his own opinion. No, we live in a country where everybody can have their own opinion. Fatness is skilled enough and good enough to share his opinion, and people can listen to him as they want. And I'm good enough to share my opinion. And we don't go after each other because we have different opinions. The same way that somebody can say that they like the 460 alpha gun on this tank, and somebody can say they like the 660 alpha gun on this tank. Both tanks have their capabilities. Both tanks don't. It's the same thing with the double versus triple shot yo. A double shot yo can deal 900 damage in 1.71 seconds, but it has 500 less damage per minute than the triple shot yo. But players like myself, players like Flossie, and a lot of other players like the double shot because of that instant nuke versus the triple shot you have to wait a bit. There are advantages for both guns. It's just crazy to me how when somebody has a different opinion, it is instantly turned into you're wrong. It's an opinion. Keep it as one. And not to mention, I'm a good enough player that I can play whatever I want and still do fine. Alright, here we go. Bro's dragging it. It's my stream. I can do whatever I want. What are you talking about, bro? It's like, why are... there's just no point. I always find it impressive how people will get mad that who, first of all, I didn't bring up the topic to begin with. You guys did. But second of all, when I talk about something for 5 to 10 minutes on my stream, on my time, I'm quote-unquote dragging it. Just click off the stream. Nobody's telling you to be here. You know, I'm not going to suck up to an audience because they don't like what I'm saying, or one individual person, two individual people don't like what I'm saying. It's why I have enemies. It's because I don't care, you know? I can freely speak my mind the way I want. If you have a problem with that, go live in North Korea where you don't have freedom of speech, and then you won't get any voice. Unfortunate. Right now, my gun is not working very well. Really, I don't care what your guys' opinions are on the E100, because I don't need other people to tell me how to play a tank I enjoy playing. You know, if I was 40% at the game, and I wasn't very good, then sure, understandable, but I'm not. And really, it's down to a matter of opinion. Do I go for that? Nah, I'm gonna wait for the 60 to move up. There you go. Low roll, but I'll take it. He's going again? Yeah. Once again, you can leave the stream. You don't have to be here. I will not miss you. I really won't. I don't need your one view. The more you say stuff like that, the more I will keep going. I don't care. I don't think people, like, have gotten that through their skulls yet. I don't care. I don't. Keep going. Give me more content. Give me more reason to keep going, bro. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I do this every day. 10 minutes out of my life to talk about something is not that big of a deal. If it really affects you that much, once again, click off the stream. Nobody's telling you to be here. Oh, my rat, bro. That is so cringe. Also, what's the play here, M60? Just out of curiosity. What's the play? Oh my god. Great. Uh-huh. Yeah, I get it. You want to tunnel me. Come on. Okay. Well, congrats. Alright. Great job from our team. Tiger2, thank you very much for the donation, Alex. I appreciate it. I'm not even mad either. I just don't care. I really don't. You know, I've played enough Blitz. I've dealt with enough of the player base to not give a shit anymore. If you try to antagonize me, I'll just hide you from the stream. You know? Like, Dizzy's a moderator, but it doesn't hold him exempt to, you know, the same opinions that other people may have. Like, Dizzy was shouting off the other day that, ooh, the Waffenträger is the best tank in the game. Ooh, I love the Waffenträger. It's so good. As he's playing in noob matchmaking and, like, farming 40%ers in it. Like, I disagree with that opinion, but I don't, like, verbally attack him on it. Turn off chat, toxicity disappears. True. But you're also the person who's trying to cause toxicity in this chat, so you're no better, renamed user. So, really, you're not one to talk. Thank you very much, Ghost Rider, for becoming a channel member. Appreciated. Why is the Blitz community toxic? Because they're a bunch of egotistical kids that think they're right and nobody else can be right. You know, it's like where Dizzy calls somebody else a kid and then says whenever I make a counterpoint or whatever that he just doesn't listen to me. And that's what happens is you get a bunch of people that don't listen to anybody else. They never, ever listen to anybody. And it's just a massive community of ego. You know, that's what it is. And like, as Flossie and I have both said, we do have egos as well, but I'm willing to put my ego aside every now and then and have fun, you know? Nobody was saying the E100 460 Alpha gun was a bad choice. All I said is I wanted to have fun and not try hard for once, and then it's just like 8,000 people saying, oh no, you're not allowed to have fun in a game, bro. You know, you're not allowed to have fun in a game. The whole point of a game is to have fun. But apparently, if my version of fun is running a higher alpha gun, then I'm not allowed to do that because, you know, my version of fun isn't accepted by a try-hard standards because for some reason that makes sense. Like, think about that for a second. Like, what? So I don't know what to say. And boop. How is your head overflowing the green screen? Because it's a green screen and it's cut out. I feel like you should already know the answer to that one. Alright. And bonk. Easy. We have 2 tanks left, an SU-122-44 and a 53 TP. Bonk. How to flirt with girls. Probably stop playing Blitz. That's your first step there, bruh. Personally, I just wonder how a lot of these Blitz players have social interactions outside of Blitz, because if the egos they have in Blitz are transferred outside into the real world, holy crap, bruh. It's insane. When I was 18 playing PC, I would argue over which tank was better than which. Now I'm an old man and I don't care what others think if they call me wrong. Well, the thing is that, like, I will argue what I know is right, but it's mainly also because of the fact that I make a living on this, you know, game right now. Like, obviously, my GTA channel is up to 50,000 subs, and it's continuing to grow a bit more and more. Use VK72, alright. But, like, yeah, my channel's doing fine on GTA, and I'm hoping that at some point GTA will be the main source of income, and then I won't have to worry as much about Blitz. But the point being, a lot of the things, like, I know I'm right on, and it's just goofy when you have people state something that is their opinion and then state it as fact. Like, here's a great example, right? If you look at the base values of the 128 on the E100 and the 150mm, right? Yes, the 128 has more damage per minute, has better accuracy, it has overall much better gun handling values, but it has much worse pen. I think the 15cm on the E100 has, what, 380mm of pen? How much pen does it have? Maybe 370. Yeah, they nerfed it a little bit. 377. So it has 377 mils of heat pen. It also has much higher explosive pen. And that's not even to mention the fact that it has much higher explosive damage. As I said before, there are certain situations where the high explosive can save you. If you're shooting at a tank that has 900 health, that's a clipper, you can literally one-shot it with the high explosive on an E100. You couldn't do that with the lower alpha gun. But there's also situations where the high DPM would allow you to get out a second shell into that autoloader if it wasn't in the range of one shot and kill it. There's advantages to both guns. The higher alpha means that if there's less people poking, you can trade better. The higher pen allows you to cut through enemy armor that you wouldn't have been able to cut through. E100 turrets, mouse, Jagdpanzer, things like that. Type 71 upper plate. There are advantages to both guns. And that's the way the game works. And when people say one thing versus the other is flat better, it makes me a little annoyed because it's your opinion, which you're stating as fact. You can't make an opinion factual. It's not possible to do that because it's not an opinion then. It's facts. That's the difference, right? If you have an opinion, then it's an opinion. If I'm reading a medical journal that says drinking diet soda causes cancer, then that's a fact. But you can't say something like, oh, well, I also think diet soda increases your chance to get AIDS, and then say that's a fact. It's not. It's your opinion. Just like, you know, an RFK says that vaccines give you AIDS. That's not a fact. It's been proven that they don't. But you still see people spewing this false narrative. I have no problem if people want to have their own opinions, and they want to share those opinions, but when they try to make those opinions facts, that's when I have problems with them. If you say, it's interesting that you're running the 15cm on the 100. I like the 12.8 more. Why are you running it? And then I say, oh, well, I'm trying to have fun. And then you're like, oh, that's understandable. Then there you go. That's two people agreeing on a topic. But when you have one person say X is factual, and you give Y reasoning to why you're doing it, and they don't care, and they say I don't listen, then there you go. Now you've arrived to the problem with a lot of the Blitz player base. I actually find the 15cm on the 100 to be quite accurate, to be honest. My RNG in it today was not great, but oh well. Every now and then you get bad RNG, sometimes you get good RNG. I'm not sure why that VK wasn't looking at me. stuff goes sideways when people try to state opinion as facts. Yeah. Well, I think Martimator, like, shot himself in the foot with his channel. He gets, like, 2 views, and it's because all he did was try to hate me. He still tries to do it every second he can, and it's to a point where he's tried using facts, or opinions as fact. You know? But that's what happens. I mean, bro literally spent, like, a whole month trying to make a video on me, which then everybody called bad. Pretty impressive when you think about it. .268, it is accurate, but because it's so fast, the gun blooms a lot. Well, that's why it's a tank destroyer, and you really should be waiting for it to stop blooming. I'm at the point in life where I just don't really care. You know, if somebody wants to argue with me, they can. But I'm not going to make it a personal argument. I never go personal with my arguments. It's simply an opinion. Okay. Not sure why the 263 ran instead of just aiming at me. Okay. I was a max roll from that 268 version 4. Now, this is why tungsten exists, because tungsten takes what was a reactive armor and basically evens out the damage that you would have dealt. I'm gonna let this 2 and 5 get the clear. Aiming. Doesn't matter what I do sometimes. RNG just says, nope, you're not allowed to have fun. You aimed in on a Progetto, it's going to go high and it's going to miss. Thank you, Wargaming. As usual, I love this game. Thank you. Well, there goes 500 damage. That would have been a pretty good game. But unfortunately, my RNG said, nope. No, siree, you're not allowed to have a good game. Well, I still did fine. 3,500 is not a bad result, but I could have done 4K. Very disappointing. Play the VZ55 next? Alright, we'll do the VZ. Why not? Fun tank. I hate the camo, though. The camo's absolutely dookie balls on this vehicle. One of the worst looking camos in the game. Alright. Okay, there we go. What if opinions are facts, but facts are not opinions? All while facts are facts, opinions are opinions. What? What? All Canna does is Carson's videos and streams. Oh, Canavro? Yeah. I don't really care that much for Canavro. We were, like, somewhat chill, and then he just, like, took a 180 on me for no reason, so I don't really care for him. I personally don't even know why he's a CC. Like, he literally... He's been told multiple times not to say the N-word in his server, and he still says it. Like, I think 34 had, like, 15... He typed in the N-word in the top chat, and it popped up, like, 15 different instances in the last month of when he said it. I was like, yeah, Wargaming, that's somebody who you endorse as a CC. Love that. Gotta love that double shot mechanic. Yeah. Personally, I think it's despicable that you can have somebody that can say the N-word. I don't care if you're from Germany. Like, if it doesn't matter what country you're from, you should not be saying the words. You know the implications behind it. I find it a little despicable when people use racist words. I think it's incredibly racist and just should not be looked upon. You know, it's not funny. I don't understand why being racist is looked upon as funny by certain groups. It's really not. But hey, if we all lived in peace, then I guess there'd be no war and our governments wouldn't make money. So we must be poob. What are we doing, Waffentrager? What's the play here, bro? What? What was that? Come on, girl, poke it. Thank you. 458. Another great team. I'd like to know where my team exactly is, though. There's a Tier 9 Bosch Option behind me. I've got the 100 on me here. Yeah, what a fun battle, bro. What a fun game. Uh-huh. There we go. 414, and... boom. Wow. So where's the other tanks on my team? We got a flanking Waffentrager. Okay. E5 apparently is just completely fine. We had a 183, you know. Apparently our 183 did virtually nothing now. Okay. Interesting. Okay. How you doing, Cora? The N-word he meant was nice. It's okay. Nah, yes. He said neighbor. Like, Flossie and I will like, joke about the word as in the tense of, like, you know, we'll say, like, neighbor or big black gigger noblin because it was, like, a meme that Meadsy made a video on it, and we just find that funny. But, like, we don't just flat out say the word. Especially as a content creator, I'm never, ever going to, like, type it. Ever. You know? It's just crazy to me. Well, we do win. I think. This could still be a loss. This Waffentrager is pretty dang bad. Uh-huh. Yeah, you gotta make sure to aim in on the 183. It's a pretty tricky tank to hit, you know. Now here's the question. Will this guy get one shot? Huh? Oh my god. What? These are real players. That's the crazy part. This is an actual human being. Uh-huh. Waffle clutched? Yeah, bro. He clutched. Uh-huh. Where are we aiming? Oh, yep. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Ooh. I'm interested to see that Waffentrager's win rate. That player has to be at tops. Tops. I'm gonna say 42%. He's got to be like that level. Let's see. Let's see. Where is he? I was close. I'm like the noob whisperer, okay? I am the noob whisperer. That person must be playing on like 800 ping, or they have brain lag. I asked ChatGPT to come up with some new ways to call people bad at the game, and here's the two that I picked. We have skill deficiency disorder and brain lag syndrome. Those are the two ones that we're going with. You know, I like skill deficiency disorder. I think that one's pretty good. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I'll play in the U100 just for fun with the new camo until we lose, and then I will end off the stream from there. So, yes sirree, Bob. I dare you to play in Asia and spam do not redeem, bro. There was somebody, or no, there was two platooning comp players. I was playing on my friend's Asia account the other day, and there were two people on the enemy team, and it was like one was completely racist against Jews, and the other one was against African Americans. It was like, I don't remember what the names were exactly, but they were like the classic, you know, kill Jews, you know, stuff like that. And I reported them both times I fought them. The fact that people think that it's okay to name themselves that is despicable, and you should be ashamed of yourself. If you are both of those players, and you are hearing this right now, I hope you get banned. I do not care for you. I think that people that make racist remarks really are not funny. You know, you might think you're funny, but nobody's laughing. I like a poob. Yes, poob is the word that I invented. And it is perfect, because nobody knows what it means, but you're poob. I'm leaving. Hopefully I get the Forester camo. For the grill? I mean, don't you get it just by spending gold, or are you trying to get it with your splinters? Alright, here's what we gotta do. We gotta cross this. Ooh, aiming, 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 aiming. Ooh, look at that. Actually a decent pen. Bro, Thomas, what are we doing? What are we doing, Thomas? What is this? What am I reading in chat, bro? You're giving me severe brain lag syndrome right now. Close. Very close. Someone in my chat said I'm small is 17 centimeters small, bro. What am I reading? $597 from a 660 alpha. Once again, chalk that off to another low roll. Also, Cora, if you ever want to stream, I know you and Rob stream, and Rob and I are pretty chill. I told Rob, you know, if he ever wants to chill, we can all chill. So hit me up if you ever are down to stream, because there's usually not a lot of, like, Flossie's always freaking poobing somewhere. He's either going to, one sec. Let me snapper this Progetto. But Flossie's always busy, and well, that's really it. I mean, Lego's a cop, so he's always like getting shot at in Detroit. And who else do we have? Rune's pretty busy most of the time. Ah, I was close. And the girl's gonna shoot me, but I really don't care. Never mind, the girl's not gonna shoot me. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Are you gonna poke this 140? There's no way you're gonna poke this. I was about to say. I'm just gonna back up. I got the Progetto right here. Bye-bye. Someone donate for Thomas, bro. Poor Thomas. Uh-huh. Okay, well, the 140 is not really helping the 268. Just out of curiosity, what's your play here? Like, I know you're gonna shoot me again, but, like, I still out-reload you. You're still gonna lose this, you know? Like, what's the play, bruh? Interesting. I'm down? Alright, sounds good. Just hit me up on Discord. If you're not in my, Discord, it's, just click on, like, any video. It's linked. Oh, yeah, you got me good, bruh. Well, I'm not going to do a crazy amount of damage this game. I mean, Vineyards is one of the more mediocre maps for Super Heavy. Again, you're limited to one position of the map when you're playing a Super Heavy. There's always an opening at Starbucks? For what? Don't waste your time getting angry because teenagers spam the N-word. Oh, I don't. I just call them shitters and then move on. Okay. Mark, I worked for Starbucks for like literally 1 year. It's crazy to me that people try to make that like something that I should be ashamed of, that I, you know, worked. You know, I actually like got out of my house at the age of 16, worked my ass off, earned a computer so that I could post content. Like, I'm not really sure what the downside is of working at Starbucks. You know, I'm trying to figure out like how that's supposed to be something that I should be ashamed of. You know, like people like, oh, make me a coffee. I'm like, okay, what's your point, bro? You're too freaking lazy to make your own coffee, so instead you'll go to Starbucks and pay $8 for a coffee. I mean, cool. Not my problem that you want to go to college and have financial debt for the rest of your life. Like, ooh. I don't know. People don't really think when they make insults. Thank you for joining the server, Cora. I'll hit you up. Or you can hit me up. It doesn't really matter to me. But, yeah. Sounds goob. Alright, this time I will go up the hill in the 100. But because our team's actually going up this time. Okay, got the 50B in the back. 113. Leopard is right. No! Oh, wait a sec. Ah! There you go. Nice chunker. How are you guys doing today, by the way? It's 200 of you watching. Not many of you speaking. What are you guys up to? What are you doing? You going to school? What's the agenda? Got the Yag, and as much as I want to poke the Yag, I know that's probably not the best play, so I'm going to wait here for that Yag to shoot. There you go, Yag shot. Now I can poke, aim in a gold shell. Ooh, it's close, but we're just going to slam it right into a superstructure there. See, that's a great example, by the way, where the 15 centimeter is better. The 12.8 would not be able to pen that Yag. Like, it just wouldn't be able to do that. Where you actually can in the 15. There you go. Alright, Jagdpanzer is cooked, which is good. That player's not really able to do anything anymore. M103 is also cooked, most likely by the FE2 V183. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time on that. Bro is dead. Alright, VK72 is dealing with that. Really, Yag? Really? Do I have to? Okay, good. Bro tried to do, like, the I'm a 20%er snap. Come on. Yes, look at that. 743. That's a juicer there. Just like busting your chops. It's alright. I don't know. I've never really understood the Starbucks insult. Here you go. Here's your advantage of the 15 centimeter, guys. That was a low roll, too. 800 off that 50B. Oh, I tapped my, I tapped my mouse on my keyboard. I, like, swung it into it, unfortunately, and I wasn't able to, oh, I shot the shell accidentally. Oh, well. That Yag needs to die. Like, if that Jagdpanzer dies, we win. If that Jagdpanzer lives, we lose. It's that simple. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, nice. I have to try and clear this Yag. I have no choice. Alright, here we go. It just doesn't matter what I do sometimes, guys. It really doesn't. Yeah, now I got the... Whatever. It's hard to enjoy Blitz sometimes, it really is. I mean... it's just whatever. Great shot, bro. Oh. I'd love to be able to shoot the Leopard. Won't get that, yeah. Oh well. 12 centimeter is only good against bad players. I think both guns are pretty fun. Sometimes, you know, the 12 centimeter is better. Sometimes the 15 centimeter is better. In that game, I will say both guns wouldn't have made a difference. My team just unfortunately did bad. I don't know what the heck Yahaha was doing there. I mean, I know Yahaha is a good player, but come on, bro. 1600 damage. If you just lived a little longer, we would have won. All right. Well, I don't like to end on a defeat, so let's do one more game. Let's see what we can do. I don't like the Chieftain much with the Tesh gun. I like the Chieftain. Sometimes it can feel a little lackluster when you run into a heavily armored opponent. but at the same time, there are moments when it can feel really, really enjoyable when you go up against a lightly armored opponent, or, you know, something that you can get the lower plate of. I do very well in the Chieftain. I do actually like it a lot. I like the mobility, you know. I like mobile heavies, because the problem is, you know, you drive something like the 100, and you just can't do anything a lot of the games. Like, that game there, you lose, you know. When your team sucks, you lose. You don't have enough of an impact in the game. You know, if you're on, like, Himmelsdorf, yeah, you can actually make a pretty big impact. But when you're on a map like Middleburg, where everything can just maneuver around you, you're kind of screwed. I started watching you from school, and now I'm doing my degree. Nice. Very nice. This is another pretty awful map for the 100 as well. But sometimes I like to play ultra aggressive on this map. And you can kind of get away with it sometimes. We have that 183 in the back, and we also have the Yag. The 183 is really the only tank I'm worried about right now. Like, if that 183 can stay spotted... This is not looking good, though. This is looking quite bad. Once again, just another fantastic team here. Now, I wonder if I drive up here, if I can get a shell. Yeah, beautiful. Right into that 60 TP hatch. Nice little chunker. Okay. Reloading again. Come on. Nah. Okay, well, let's move up. Realistically, I should be able to get another poke out here. What? What? And there goes minus. Oh, no, maybe not. Come on, angle, angle, angle. He still pens it. So sad. I'd like to know how that shell didn't pen, bro. Super heavies in general just aren't that great. Yeah. I agree. Come on, keep going. There you go. I was going to high explosive pen him, and I probably could have, but I want to just get my reload back. That's going to be more effective for this hill here. Alright, let's reload. 3, 2, 1, and... There you go. Another nice shot. E100, or not yet. Jagdpanzer E100 cleared that player. VK90 is better. Yeah, VK90 is the best super heavy right now. If you're looking at, like, all the super heavies, which one's the most effective? Yeah, I definitely say the VK90 is the, by far, most effective currently. I don't have the gun depression. He only had 6 health, so I just HE'd him, but I did not have the gun depression, unfortunately, at that angle. Alright, so we know the 268's over by the 183, and the 183 is... Their 183 is still sitting back here. So... Oh, no he's not. Interesting. Now, this is definitely the one advantage of driving a Super Heavy, is you have a lot of health. So, like, I can easily take a shell from the Yag and give my teammate the ability to roll around this corner and get the clear. Like, that's... that. Come on, Yag! It's not that hard. It's not that hard. That's what she said, but still. Alright, let's see. Whatever. I'm not gonna rage. I'm not gonna rage. I'm just gonna silently mold. Oh well. We're gonna win. I could have done a little better there at the end. Didn't realize the 183 was just gonna be able to snap me, and my shell was just gonna completely miss, and the 268 had a shot on me, so well. WZ-130, 2-1 better than the T-100? I'd say different. I think both of them are really, really good. However, personally, I think the 130, 2-1 in a skilled player's hands has more potential. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A decent game. It could have been a little bit better. But, oh well. That's what happens after you play Blitz for like an hour and 40 minutes. Your brain starts to die. 3,200 damage. Oh well. Classic 183 gameplay, right? 48%er, snap shell, rolls around the corner, my shell misses. Alright. I will see you all in the next one. And thank you for sticking through. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Bye-bye.